Hello again, poetry readers, poetry writers, poetry lovers. I'm Jim Ransom with another session of Morning Jim Poetry, or MJP as I sometimes call it. Everyone is busy now, aren't they, with graduations and weddings and premonitions, to say nothing of indictments and nominations. Can there be a more distracting time of year than this? With all that in mind, I'm going to read only two poems today, both rather timely, however. And the first one is called Survey of Literature by John Crowe Ransom. And it is from this book that I still have left over from my own college days, even though it's beginning to show its age with slight yellowing of the pages, which means the paper was made of sulfur, high sulfur content. But this is a perfect poem to be read by people who are leaving college, because it kind of sums up everything they can remember about their years in school. Survey of Literature. In all the good Greek of Plato, I lack my roast beef and potato. A better man was Aristotle, pulling steady on the bottle. I dip my hat to Chaucer, swilling soup from his saucer, and to Master Shakespeare, who wrote big on small beer. The abstemious Wordsworth subsisted on a curd's worth, but a slick one was Tennyson, putting gravy on his venison. What these men had to eat and drink is what we say and what we think. The influence of Milton came wry out of Stilton. Sing a song for Percy Shelley, drowned in pale lemon jelly, and for precious John Keats, dripping blood of pickled beets. Then there was poor Willie Blake. He foundered on sweet cake. God have mercy on the sinner who must write with no dinner, no gravy and no grub, no pewter and no pub, no belly and no bowels, only consonants and vowels. Yeah. That's John Crowe Ransom from the 1950s. Now, perhaps graduates can be forgiven after so many years and long nights of either studying or partying to have some of those opinions. Now I'm turning to a poem by Matthew Zapruder, who has been a professor at St. Mary's College of California, a sometime professor. I'm not sure whether he still works there or not. But he's written a poem which I think is very apt. It's called Graduation Day. And here it is. Drawn by ceremonial obligation, up from sleep I woke and stepped into the borrowed black robes, all ghost bureaucrats trained to redirect dreaming, pretend we do not like to wear. I drove my black car to the stadium to sit on stage and be watching young, expectant spirits, one by one, with dread certainty pass before me, clouded in their names. Then listen to no one in their speeches say, "You're welcome," for allowing us not to tell you it's already too late to learn anything or defend whatever accidental instrument in us causes all these useless thoughts. Like if you walked for hours through the vast black avenues of those server farms, all of us with our endless attention built, you could almost feel the same peaceful disinterest as when your parents, talking and smoking, raise their heads for a moment to smile and tell you to go back upstairs and read the book you love about myths that explain weather and death. Now it is almost June, and they are finally the children they always were. So, more precise than anyone has ever had to be, go forget everything we told you, so you can fix what we kept destroying by calling the future. That's a rather prescient poem, I think. And it's about our lives on Earth, isn't it? Graduation is a ceremony that I went through back in 1958. I'm not going to take a poll of when you all graduated, if you did. And the only difference is that we had no computer to be mastered or be mastered by back in the days when I was in school. Well, that's it for today. As I was sipping champagne last night at a celebratory supper, I advise you to go out tonight and do the same if you haven't already. After all, somewhere, someplace, somebody is graduating, or perhaps getting married, or celebrating something. You might as well be doing it too. So go for it, friends. Bye now.